Greetings from Bear Smokehouse Barbecue in Hartford as we welcome you to the start of a new hockey season. The Ice Bus has already kicked off the 23-24 season with a pair of games in Hamilton, New York. It is great to welcome back Mike Cavanaugh, the 11th year head coach of the Huskies, so we can call you Sticks.
Okay.
And my broadcast partner, Adam Giardino, is here. I'm Bob Joyce, of course, as we get set for our first broadcast of the season this weekend in Worcester and at Toscano against Holy Cross. Congratulations on a nice weekend. Good way to get the weekend started because you don't have preseason games. You don't have scrimmages against other schools. You find out in Game 1 and Game 2 exactly what you have.
Yeah, well, it's nice to be back, Bob. Thanks for that introduction, and always like being back at Bears and start the season. But, yeah, you know, we have the ability to have exhibition games, but sometimes it's hard to get them scheduled because there's a common start date, and that was Saturday, and we were going to play Colgate, and you're not going to go to Colgate just for one game, so we were going to go there for two, and they were in the same boat we were in, and you know, you find out some things about your team, and the nice part about the weekend is we're able to get 3 out of 4 points on the road and also understand we got a lot to work on.
Yeah, 4-2 on Saturday with an empty netter by Jake Percival. Samu Samaninen scored twice in that game. He even got a shorthanded goal for the first time this year. Only scored one all of last season. And then the 3-3 tie yesterday where he had to come back with 2 in the third. You mentioned in your postgame with Dan Connolly, you thought the third period may have been the best period of the 6 periods you played up there this weekend.
We played desperate hockey, and I told the team, I think that's how the mentality you have to have going into the game. We just got behind. We actually weren't playing that bad in the second period. It was, both goals that they scored were derived from our offensive zone play. We turned pucks over in the offensive zone, and we gave up a breakaway on the second goal, and then on the third goal, we gave up an odd man rush.
Looking back to that first game where, the season's just getting underway, you score twice early in the first period, goals that are separated by 32 seconds by Wood and Salmoninen, and then you give up a goal just 14 seconds after that. So what's going on the bench as things are going really well, and then all of a sudden you get that gut punch and the guys are thinking, okay, we got to refocus here?
Yeah, we talk about that all the time, swing goals. You know, we want to be able to you certainly don't want to trade goals. You don't want to score and have them come back and take away all your momentum. So especially where we had 2 goals within a minute, and we gave up that goal. And it was just, again, another breakdown we had, off the rush. And it's an area where we're going to have to improve upon this week.
Mike, you mentioned about structure, discipline and structure. What didn't you like about it at times in the first couple of games that you saw from your team? That obviously you have to work on, and it will be a work in progress.
Yeah, I thought our discipline as far as taking penalties was pretty good. The only thing I didn't like was we took 3 penalties while we were on the power play. That's something that we have to eradicate for sure. As far as discipline within your systems, we were in the wrong spot a few times. We blew a couple of assignments off of face-offs. We were compromising our defensive structure for offense. And what I mean by that is at times, you like to get 3 or 4 people into your offensive zone play. Like you want to have a 5-man attacking unit, but within that, you want to have 2 guys back defensively. And it doesn't always have to be defensemen. Your defenseman can roll down the wall and get involved in your offensive zone play, but a forward's got to come back and cover for him. And at times, I think we got away from that, and we were a little bit too risky and rambunctious offensively, and it came back to bite us. Turnovers, and they got a breakaway on one, and they got a 3-on-2 on the other one that they scored on.
Looking at the lines from that opening game, it's a luxury for your group to be able to return so many players. Again,
you're over here, Mike.
You had Ryan Massey starting on the left wing, top line with Hudson Shandor, Nick Capone. The extra forward was Joey Muldowney. And other than that, on the weekend, you were able to play Ethan Hyder, who's a transfer from Clarkson, and then Oliver Flynn as well got in there with some action along the blue line. So I guess that's just introducing the fans to some new names, but The real question is, what is it like to be able to return such a group that has all this experience under its belt?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you want to be able to get old and stay old. You don't want to be a team that's losing kids after freshman and sophomore year all the time. Well, it's going to happen, and that's great when you get those types of players. But I think the successful college hockey teams, you looked at Quinnipiac's team last year, they were one of the oldest and they were the most experienced team in college hockey.
Mm-hmm.
They had so many guys that played a lot of hockey games, and that's kind of what you want to do and build a program where you have, Hudson Shandor, you have a Jake Flynn and a Harrison Reese who are back, for a grad year, and we've got Ryan Massey who's played a lot of hockey, and John Spetz who's played a lot of hockey, Andrew Lucas. So it's certainly, something that we're trying to build at UConn with our program. And on top of that, you're always introducing new faces, and we got a lot of guys involved this weekend. Owen Simpson was another kid who got playing time on Sunday and played pretty well.
Goaltending didn't seem to be an issue this weekend.
No, it was a strength. I thought Arsini was excellent on Saturday, making some really timely big saves for us. And Ethan, he made a save when it was probably about 8 minutes left in the third period yesterday, and they could have made it 4-1, and he made a big post-to-post save to keep it at 3-1, and we come back and score the next shift and really change the momentum of that game.
And he made 2 phenomenal saves in the overtime.
Incredible. That's another area we got to work on. You try to work on so much before, and we did work on 3-on-3 a little bit, but clearly not enough. It was an area where I thought they got some great chances, and I thought they were better than we were in the 3-on-3.
We'll talk to Ethan later along with Captain Jake Flynn as we are live at Bear Smokehouse Barbecue. Big crowd here, a lot of folks from Travelers hanging out on this Columbus Day, or if you're Canadian, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
we know we got a few
Thanksgiving to all our Canadians.
That's right. So we'll come back and we'll kind of break down this 23-24 edition of the UConn Huskies. That now includes a first round draft pick in Matthew Wood. All that coming up next here on the UConn Sports Network. It's the UConn Hockey Coaches Show on Learfield.